San Diegans can learn more tonight about the campaign for stricter sex offender legislation in California, named after Poway High student Chelsea King. Good evening and thank you for joining us. Chelsea King is gone, but if her parents and a state lawmaker get their way, her name will live on in the fight against sexual predators.
A community forum is being held in Forest Ranch tonight where people can learn more about Chelsea's law and how it would mandate stricter sentencing for violent sex offenders. News 8's Marcella Lee joins us live with more on that. Marcella?
Tonight's forum is being sponsored by Chelsea's Light, which is the organization named in her honor. And if you look at the Maranatha Chapel behind me, you can see beautiful images of Chelsea King. This is all obviously sparking a lot of anger in the community, but also people are pushing for change. And Assemblyman Nathan Fletcher is one of the people that can actually put Chelsea's law into action. Assemblyman Fletcher, tell me what tonight's forum is designed to do.
Well, tonight gives a chance. You know, everyone feels a lot of emotion on this. There's a lot of anger, there's rage, there's frustration, there's questioning. And tonight's a chance to turn a lot of that sorrow and that grief into action and into motivation behind making a positive difference. And so tonight's a step in that process.
So you're asking for the community to come and share their ideas?
Absolutely. So we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to educate folks on what some of the current laws are. We're going to talk about some proposed solutions. But then most importantly, we're going to give the community a chance to weigh in. What are their ideas? What are their suggestions? Where would they like to see us go? Because it's only with the community support we can change this.
One of the ideas is lifetime GPS monitoring for the most serious of sex offenders. Is it something that, had Chelsea's law been in place, something like Chelsea's law been in place, John Gardner would have been under?
Well, absolutely. And actually, as we've gone through this, we found a number of things that are shocking. Current law requires lifetime GPS monitoring, but when that law was passed, there was no entity charged with actually enforcing it. And so one of the things we're looking at is for those dangerous, violent sex offenders who target our children, making sure for the rest of their life they're tracked with GPSs, and then banning them from going to parks and schools and playgrounds.
Obviously, this is going to cost a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of reallocation of funds. Any talk about raising taxes?
Sure. The state of California has $85 billion, and you can't tell me in $85 billion we can't find the money to protect our children. So I don't know it's a question of resources. I think it's a question of commitment. There's also needed reforms in the corrections system. Corrections is one of the most inefficient bureaucracies that exist, and so I'm convinced between making it a priority and reforming corrections, we have enough money to protect our children.
All right. Thank you so much, Assemblyman Fletcher. I know that the deadline is coming up in April for you to introduce new legislation. So again, tonight's forum talking about Chelsea's law, the proposed law by Assemblyman Nathan Fletcher. If you'd like to weigh in, if you'd like to be part of this process, just head on out to Maranatha Chapel. That's at 10752 Coastwood Road in the Forest Ranch community of San Diego. Doors open at 6, and then the forum starts at 6:30 tonight. Barbara Lee and Carlo?
And I know we're going to continue to follow this. We'll have more for people later at 11 o'clock.